Knows all about the Ohio Valley Conference. He was there 3 years at Murray State. 3 times he was named Coach of the Year for the Racers. And now in his 3rd year at NC State. And we're ready to go. The tip controlled by the Wolfpack. In the home whites and the maroon for the Colonels. It's 6-1, looking to take down a big BCS program. There you get a look. They haven't met since 1960. And all the games have been played here in Raleigh at Reynolds Coliseum. And the opening foul call on the interior going against the Colonels. And it'll go against Eric Stutz, a 6'8 junior from Indiana.
Well, right off the bat, we see the pressure that Eastern Kentucky is trying to apply to NC State. NC State with the back cut action leading to 2 free throws for Lee.
All right, so Des Lee, who transferred in out of New Mexico Junior College, gets NC State on the board. Let's kind of set the table for the Wolfpack. They're 3-2, had a tough loss in overtime against North Carolina Central last week. Rebounded well with, again, kind of a retooled starting lineup, a 20-point win over last year's Cinderella, Florida Gulf Coast.
Well, I think they're playing better. I think they got a little bit of a lift, putting Vandenberg into the lineup, being able to play more conventionally. It's important to see if that can continue tonight.
So the Colonels will focus on Glenn Cozy, wears number 0. Instead, they go down low and tying things up. Marcus Lewis, who's a senior out of Streamwood, Illinois. This is a very experienced Colonel team. They had 7 different newcomers to the team last year. They gelled very quickly, won a program record 25 games, and Jeff Neubauer really believes this might be the year the Colonels can get things done in the conference.
Well, we see the first adjustment of the game. Eastern Kentucky goes 2-3 zone away from their primary defense.
Des Lee, the diagonal. This is T.J. Warren, top player for the Pack. Vandenberg keeps it alive. And a second possession for NC State. Already Vandenberg's impact, that's what he does. He's not a major scorer. He's dropped about 40 pounds, and he'll get a lot of hands on some balls and some rebounds for NC State.
Well, but that is going to be the key to the zone for Eastern Kentucky. They want to play zone because NC State has struggled. They're struggling with their perimeter shooting, but can they rebound out of the zone?
And Leonard Freeman tied up in the corner, fumbled away the pass. Arrow belongs to the Colonels. Now, meanwhile, Eastern Kentucky 6-1. Again, 25 victories a year ago. Really, the main thrust behind the wins, they simply don't turn the ball over. They had almost 200 fewer offensive turnovers than their opponents, and that trend has continued this year, Jeff.
Yeah, without question, one of the most proficient teams offensively in the country.
There's a pull-up 3, a little bit short by Lewis. And cleared away by Des Lee, and NC State finding the freshman Freeman. Wrap around to T.J. Warren, knifing to the lane.
Well, one of the things you like to do against teams that play zone is beat the zone down the floor. Now, we're looking at an Eastern Kentucky team that normally doesn't play zone, so that's something that NC State may be able to take advantage of.
Zarius Johnson, and here is Cozy, who is averaging almost 20 points a game, and a blocking foul on the outside.
It's extremely important to this game. Look for Eastern Kentucky to continually put Vandenberg in the ball screen. Got a first foul. We're going to see if that happens again.
They're trying to post up with Stutz.
Here we go.
Cozy on the switch. Vandenberg falls back to the bottom of the paint. Now they go ISO. Stutz against Vandenberg. And a 3 out of the corner. And that's off the side of the rim, missed by Johnson. Rebounded T.J. Warren. And again, NC State very fluidly down the floor. 4-2 lead for the Wolfpack. And here is Cat Barber, an electric new point guard in the ACC. Just made his first collegiate start earlier in the week. And an offensive foul going on NC State.
Tonight.
And there's a look at Jeff Neubauer in his 9th year now as a head coach for Eastern Kentucky. 4-2 lead for NC State. Zarius Johnson shooting over 50% from three-point range. This is a team that will hike up a lot of threes. And there is the first Exhibit A from Corey Walden, shooting about 35% from distance, but they're putting down more three-pointers than anybody in the league, almost 10 a game.
Well, Coach Godfrey's going to have to make a decision whether they're going to go underneath ball screens, whether they're going to go underneath handoffs. They went underneath the handoff, and it cost them.
Des Lee looking around on this 2-3 zone. 5-4 lead for the Colonels. Barber awfully quick. He'll reverse to Lee. And the shot clock under 10. Lee penetrates the middle, dump down, in and out of the hands of Vandenberg. He recovers and dunks it with 2 hands.
The 7-footer's presence in the middle, offensively and defensively, truly makes a difference for the Wolfpack.
And Jordan Vandenberg slimmed down. He's a 5th-year senior. but this marks only his 6th career start. But he dropped about 40 pounds in the offseason. They needed some interior presence. This is Johnson for 3. And the rebound to T.J. Warren. And Warren breaking down, finds the trailer. Des Lee thought he got held, cleared away. And Marcus Lewis leans into contact and still banks it in past Freeman.
Eastern Kentucky, second in the country right now in steals. Great defensive pressure. They get their hands on ball. They turn them into points. North Carolina State cannot have live turnovers.
This is a team now that leads the NCAA in steals in terms of volume. That's number 90 already. No team in Division I basketball has more. So very active. There's another knockaway.
Eastern Kentucky playing made-miss, playing 2-3 zone on make baskets, playing man on misses right now.
Couple of skip passes. Warren off the wing. Had to hurry the shots. Vandenberg again with his hands on an offensive rebound for NC State.
Don't know how long Coach Neubauer is going to be able to stay in the zone if they cannot rebound out of it.
So a reset for Barber in the Wolfpack. In the short corner, Vandenberg. He towers over the defenders and locates Freeman on the inside. He will head to the line. NC State's final exhibition game, so he missed the first 4 games of the year. Finally came back, played 21 minutes against Florida Gulf Coast earlier in the week as the free throw is missed by Freeman. But Freeman is one of those kind of advanced freshmen for NC State, not in terms of age, he's only 17 years old, but in terms of what he can bring to the team immediately in his freshman campaign.
Well, as a freshman, he's become a defensive stopper, and that's something that Coach Godfrey sorely needs.
Misses a couple of free throws. Eastern Kentucky, there is Cozy, delivers into the corner. This is a 3, and that's missed by Orlando Williams. Freeman the board, and Cat Barber will try to put NC State back on top. The Pack 2 out of 4 is shooting, and already a 6-1 rebound advantage for NC State. Moving left around Vandenberg's screen. This is Des Lee against Johnson. Takes him into the paint and stepped on his foot and is fouled. Darius Johnson, senior out of Jackson, Tennessee, collects his first.
Again, we've got Lee, one of the best drivers in the ACC right now, establishing an opportunity to attack the paint, picks up the foul.
It'll be a non-shooting foul. Here the Pack will bring it in. Up fake by Barber, who does have some three-point skills.
Early in the game, we're seeing Eastern Kentucky, dead ball situations, made basket, utilizing the 2-3 zone.
And the 2-3 beginning to extend a little bit higher. Des Lee, a bounce to the edge of the paint, Freeman. 14 to shoot. Barber turns the corner, a little bit off balance and a little short. And again, Vandenberg got his hands on that loose ball, kept it alive. Colonels kick it over the end line. In the loss to become somewhat stagnant, got a little bit of a break their last game against Florida Gulf Coast. Florida Gulf Coast did not play any zone. So it'll be interesting to see how NC State responds. Shot clock at 5. Ralston Turner just off of the bench into the game. Did not draw iron. The rebound controlled by the Colonels. And Orlando Williams hands off to Cozy. Cozy does a lot of creating on his shot. Misses off of the sideline. And Freeman, another rebound for NC State. Well, 1 point lead for Eastern Kentucky. NC State dodged a bullet there. You got to be very careful about going underneath Cozy screens. Barber sizing up Cozy past the high post, knocked away, stolen by Timmy Knepp, and releasing is Cozy. And the easy layup. And again, that is Colonel basketball. Live turnovers. Eastern Kentucky is going to do a great job all night in their man defense, getting up in the passing lane. They force over 19 turnovers a game and give it up maybe 10. That's where they gain some of their advantage. Here's Barber wheeling in, drawing 3 defenders. Now T.J. Warren, the leader. And the rebound cleared away by Knepp. And here come the Colonels, 2-on-2 with Cozy. Driving in on Turner. And that one rolls up and tipped in delicately by Jeff Johnson. One of the things that's going on with Barber being a freshman point guard, you wonder how much he's being a little bit bothered by the fact that they're changing defenses. This is the first time he's seen this type of implementation of a team in terms of using man and zone. Barber steps in as Knepp jumped out on him. Vandenberg tips it into the corner, and there's Cozy on it. NC State already 4 turnovers in this contest, and that's led to this run. Cozy from straight on, and that pops off. Ralston Turner with the board for NC State. He had been in the starting lineup for the Pack up until last week. A major three-point shooter for NC State, transferred in from LSU. As Cat Barber working here on Cozy. And NC State looking just a little bit out of sync. And Warren caught the pass in midair, drew the blocking foul on the baseline.
You're good.
Colonel defense
Well,
so far.
it's not easy. It's a 6th game. They're changing defenses. It's going to take them some time to become accustomed to it.
And so Tyler Lewis will now run the show, and he is a phenomenal passing guard for NC State. Didn't get a lot of playing time last year, but great credentials coming in as a passer. And again, working against this 2-3. See if NC State can exploit the middle. This ball is yet to get inside the 3-point line. 16 to shoot. Vandenberg, a long skip. Lewis steps in. And Tyler Lewis, that is a big bonus in Tyler Lewis's game.
Well, it is, because he has not shot the ball well all season, and for him to make that shot hopefully will open up the inside area, because right now Eastern Kentucky is starting to clog the paint because they know that NC State is not a great perimeter shooting team.
3-point lead for the Colonels. Johnson sets a screen for Cozy. Reverses. This is Johnson wide open, and he knocks down his 3rd 3 of the year.
And the combination of both defenses right now is boding very well for Eastern Kentucky.
And already a look of concern on that NC State bench. 3 out of 9 shooting over the Wolfpack, and 5 turnovers. Eastern Kentucky basketball up by 6, and Glenn Cozy just a quiet 2 points so far. We'll watch him. Number 0 in the maroon, and here he is, Cozy against Ralston Turner. Takes the big screen, turns the corner, throws back. Johnson open again. And Cozy will break it back, 9 to shoot. He's going to clear it out for Cozy with 5. Johnson sets another screen, hooks it out. Open 3 from Williams. And the rebound kept alive by the Colonels, but picked off by Freeman and NC State.
That last possession, we saw a change from NC State in how they're going to handle the ball screen. They're going to go to what we call squeezing, going underneath and trying to beat the ball handler to the spot.
Tyler Lewis now has to work against Cozy. Lewis will take him. The fall away. Ooh, Tyler Lewis, quality minutes, 2 big shots by the now backup point guard for the Wolfpack.
But a quality possession defensively by Eastern Kentucky, because they took him out of offense. NC State could not pass. They could not enter their offense.
4-point lead for the Colonels. Walden, a quick move on the baseline. Got past Tyler Lewis. Couldn't finish, but he gets his own miss, and he won't miss that time.
Turnabout fair play.
5 points for Walden, a redshirt junior out of Daytona Beach. 16-10, Eastern Kentucky.
We're seeing Eastern Kentucky on made baskets going back to their zone defense.
And Lewis putting it all on his shoulders, almost banked that one in. C.J. Warren counting live, leans in. That's short. And coming to it is Timmy Nip. We got NC State having a really difficult time getting anything mid-range or low against this 2-3 zone for the Colonels.
Well, you'd like to see the ball get to the high post or the short corner, and that just isn't happening right now. But you can run the best zone offense in the world. If you're not being successful shooting from the perimeter, it's difficult to be successful running.
Cozy can't finish. NC State would like to get out and run. T.J. Warren locates Turner. Will power dribble. A little short. And the rebound covered up by Corey Walden. Back 4 out of 12 shooting thus far. Colonel basketball up by 6. And this is a team, talking with Jeff Neubauer, he said, we're not thrilled that we're 6-1. This is a team that once more, they were the last mid-major undefeated team last year before a very tight loss in Champaign against the University of Illinois. He said they're really stuck in a crawl, these Colonels, all through the summer. And that one is buried by Timmy Nip. That is a 3. And already 3 3-point field goals by the Colonels.
Great execution, putting the 5-man in the ball screen twice, forcing help, and then getting a standing 3. You love standing 3s.
9-point lead for the Colonels. Here's Ralston Turner. And nothing looks regular for NC State. Williams shaking with the left hand. That would have made it an 11-point lead. The Colonels retreat on defense. Lewis threads a pass. This is Warren. Turner, another offensive rebound for NC State. That's 5. Kyle Washington, a freshman. Lewis got the man in the air and counts it. Tyler Lewis, a pump of the fist. trying to get NC State engaged in this game. Start so far for the Colonels. Everything is going well. They're shooting well. They're defending well.
Jeff's doing a nice job. He's got a nice plan, and NC State, to be quite frank, is just going to have to make some perimeter jump shots to put some pressure on Eastern Kentucky.
Right now, that's all falling on the shoulders of Tyler Lewis, who has scored all 6 of NC State's points in about the last 8.5 minutes. There's a 7-point lead for the Colonels, 19-12. This is Lewis. Reverses to Walden. And now Cozy.
NC State in 2-3 zone.
Cozy takes a glance at the shot clock. Down to 8. Walden locates Stutz. And this is Cozy for 3. Tipped in the sideline. Walden tried to save and could not do so. NC State basketball, great effort by Corey Walden.
If you notice, Eastern Kentucky, only one player inside the paint after that shot is taken. They're not going to let NC State run if they can help.
And they're sticking in this extended 2-3 zone. NC State has not been able to solve this conundrum yet. But Ralston Turner, the best outside shooter they have on the floor right now. He takes the jump pass, steps to the baseline. Again, a shot challenged. It was partially deflected. Good balance by Walden to come away with it.
The ball is just going around the perimeter. We're not getting any penetration if you're NC State. There's no penetration via the dribble. There's no penetration via the pass. The interesting thing about this game, Patrick, is there's a lot of way that a coach can control tempo. Sometimes people think you can control tempo just offensively. Jeff Neubauer right now is controlling the tempo by how he's playing defensively. The mixture of man and zone and not allowing NC State to get going in transition.
And Jeff, that was the first turnover of the game by the Colonels, and it took them over 13 minutes. And they lead by 7 on the road. Washington can't connect. It's back tap and another offensive rebound for NC State. There's another deflected pass on the perimeter. Skip to Lee. He'll tee up a 3. And Stutz, he is a great carpenter down low. What a battler. He has a lot of the needy things, the blue-collar things down on the inside.
Does a good job, and every time NC State settles for that jump shot that Lee just took, they're playing right into the hands of Eastern Kentucky.
There's a rare offensive rebound for Stutz and the Colonels. They're dead last in the Ohio Valley, but again tonight they're just sending one to the glass. They went and found the hands of Stutz. 5:50 to go first half. Colonels by 7. Walden hooks one to the short corner. They finally get it inside. Blandenburg says no, but tipped out. Shot clock still running. Cozy has it back for the Colonels. 7 to shoot. Top of the lane. A fake. A bounce pass through traffic. Didn't get through. Des Lee the steal for NC State. Burns it ahead. Trying to switch the tempo. Get the crowd engaged, and they can't do it. The fans just want a reason to elevate this Wolfpack team. And right now, NC State 31% shooting and a hefty load of turnovers in this first half.
Well, this is not only keeping North Carolina State out the game, they're keeping the fan base out the game.
And Cozy hits a 3. 4th of the opening half for the Colonels. They're up double figures on NC State. Under 5 minutes to play first half. Washington got fouled on the arm, and he will shoot 2.
The defense contracts, and they're able to throw it out to the corner for a successful 3 by Cozy.
Washington's first free throws of his collegiate career. And again, you go back to setting the table on this Colonel team. This is not your run-of-the-mill mid-major program. This is a solid club. They're right now trying to finish off a 3-year stretch that Eastern Kentucky basketball has never, ever seen in terms of wins and success.
A mature team, some success, 25 wins last year. They're not going to be daunted by the circumstances of playing here in Raleigh against NC State.
They had a tight game with West Virginia last year, and I talked with Jeff Neubauer before the game and said, is your team ready to win a game like this on the road? They won 9 road games last year. He said they do believe they are ready. They've been talking about it all offseason. Baseline jumper missed by Jeff Johnson. And Cat Barber back on the floor for NC State. Tyler Lewis to bench. Barber breaks down Cozy. Kicks out. This is Turner. This is his spot.
Great offense by NC State, but they've got to make that shot.
Oh, and great recovery by Ralston Turner on a touchdown pass for the Colonels. Now Barber gets to the rim, scoops it in with the right. First points for Barber. The lead is 7 for the Colonels. First bit of energy from this Wolfpack Nation in attendance tonight. Under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Walden looks in over this NC State defense. Cozy. And the Wolfpack still sitting in their 2-3. Walden left open on the wing. And that's tipped out. And it belongs to NC State. So the lead grew to tonight. He's 1 of 6 from the floor and 1 turnover. 7-point lead for Eastern Kentucky, NC State basketball.
We're going to see a little 1-3-1. Going to funnel it. They're going to try and bluff. They're going to play off the passer if he picks it up.
Allowed to the rim. Vandenberg smacks it down.
Good job by Coach Godfrey. Probably a little bit of anticipation that they would go to that. That was a well-executed action.
Well, we've seen the Colonels do that out of a lot of timeouts this year. Again, Jeff Neubauer wasn't sure he was going to roll that 1-3-1 out. And he may rethink that against NC State. Broken down on a beautiful teardrop. 3 minutes to go, opening half. And NC State extending its 2-3. Cozy jumps into the baseline. This is Williams faking. Tough shot on Vandenberg. Oh, how did that drop off of the heel?
Eastern Kentucky doing a great job of slashing perimeter players into the heart of the defense, allowing them to either play one-on-one or they're finding corner shooters.
That is a silencer for the Colonels. Back up by 7. And back into the 2-3 goes Eastern. Ralston Turner. Pass behind Des Lee from behind him. Good save. Cat Bomber lost the handle. Stutz goes down to try and save. He lost it, and T.J. Warren takes it right back and scores.
NC State still really struggling getting the ball to the high post, being successful of crossing that, forcing the zone to contract. They're just not getting that done yet.
Colonels up by 5, nearing the 2-minute mark of the opening half. They made 4 3-point field goals in this opening half. NC State 0 for 7. Here's Williams from the foul line. Rim not as kind this time. NC State with the Colonel defense retreating a bit. Here's Cat Barber, trailing by 5. Barber, quick cross remove down the paint. He gets the front of the rim and scores. Haven't seen that happen all that often tonight, Jeff.
Well, he's got to be able to make things happen. And again, maybe that's a little bit of a gray area. Should they get into offense? But Barber has such a fine ability to penetrate and create offense on his own.
He's looked more plugged into this game after spending a few minutes on the bench early. 24-21 Colonels. Lewis around his screen. Jumps it back to Walden. Penetrates out the wing. Lewis for 3. And the rebound knocked out by Orlando Williams. NC State ball.
Different ways. You don't always have to run something for him because he's such a high motor effort guy.
Under a minute to play in the opening half. The Colonels have settled into this 2-3 zone almost every defensive possession. Look how far they forced Barber out in the baseline. Rebound Cozy, and here's rare numbers now for the Colonels. Finds Walden on the wing. Lost the handle. Do they call a tip? Yes, they call a tip out of bounds.
Line where Barber sometimes has to make a play to create offense, or sometimes he's got to settle down and try and execute offense to get other people involved. And that's something he's going to have to figure out as this game goes on.
On a 7-second spread, shot and game clock for the first half. For all the Ills facing NC State down by just 3. Vandenberg, hard move in the paint. He can't finish with the left. And Warren shot blocked away, and he's claiming a foul, but Eric Stutz, the clean block. Shot clock off, and the Colonels can hold for the final shot. That is exactly what Jeff Neubauer wants. His team has played far too well this opening half to go in maybe tied. 7 seconds for Cozy. Walden. Back to Cozy from 35 of the horn. Cozy hits. And a 6-point lead for the Colonel. 29-23, second half just underway inside the PNC Arena. Welcome back to Raleigh, North Carolina. Everyone seems to exchange buckets to begin this second half. And Jeff, let's talk now about some adjustments that Mark Gottfried hopes to see.
Well, I think Coach is going to try and get the ball into the paint. He's going to try and either isolate the post or get the ball to the high post so they can force that zone to contract. Eastern Kentucky's just going to keep doing what they're doing. That's been working for them, and they like the rhythm of the game.
And so far, Cat Barber has come out on a mission. Couple of field goals in the first minute for NC State. 29-25, Eastern Kentucky leading. And that's a rare EKU turnover, just their 5th of this contest.
And that's going to be one of the decisions that Coach Gottfried's going to have to live with. he went man there. They got beat on the back door. That was more poor execution than great defense. Can they play man? Can they create turnovers or upset the tempo of the game by going man and not put themselves in jeopardy?
There's Des Lee, up fake on Stutz, leaves Warren open, and that rim's off. And 3 maroon jerseys around the rim on a defensive board for the Colonels.
You know, it's a good look. It's a good look.
And somehow they have to get T.J. Warren involved offensively. And there's T.J. Warren. He steps in defensively. Warren to the rack.
And that's why Mark would like to go man if he could here, just to try and get everybody going. One of the things that happens when you play zone is you can get stagnant, and he wants to get some life, get some energy, get the crowd involved.
And a quick timeout taken by Jeff Neubauer. The game, NC State doing more things successfully here.
But Patrick, he's got a mature team. They're not going to get shook. He's going to stay with the plan. He's going to try and execute here and take advantage of the fact that NC State has gone man. And again, I look to see the 5-man involved in the ball screen because that's a comfort zone.
And NC State now
and here we go.
Zone defense, tight man-to-man. Here's Cozy working on Des Lee. 9 to shoot. Can he turn the corner? Throws back, throws into the back court. And it's a violation. So rare consecutive turnovers by the Colonels.
Hey, nice job by Vandenberg. They put him in the ball screen twice. He did a good job keeping his hips down, keeping himself level between the basket and the ball, forces the turnover.
NC State has not led since the 16:35 mark of the first half. They could potentially shoot for the lead here. Des Lee for the lead. T.J. Warren the rebound, and that one comes off the rim. Warren again, the turnaround, yes! And a foul, and the Pack has come back.
So many different ways that he can impact the game, and we've seen it at the beginning of this half. Steal on the defensive end, offensive rebound. Very good player, outstanding player for the Wolfpack.
T.J. Warren and Cat Barber have combined for all 9 of NC State's points, and the Pack leading the Colonels by 1. Baseline drive, Walden. He got fouled, and they will count the bucket. The foul on Cat Barber.
Guarding the player with the ball, you want to force him to use the ball screen. You want to push him towards the screen. That time, Walden refused the screen, was able to drive baseline and create a foul situation.
And Walden knocks down the free throw. That's no surprise. Completes the three-point play as we get a look at Jeff Johnson coming in. But Walden began his career at Stetson as Terrius Johnson heads to the bench. Hurt his foot for about a year and a half. All he could do really was shoot free throws. And he came here to Eastern Kentucky, became the 4th best foul shooter in the country last year. Into Vandenberg, hand to Warren, creates some space, and Warren has scored the last 7 points for the Wolfpack.
We're seeing NC State being much more active against the zone. We're seeing cutting. We're seeing the ball go to the post. We're seeing overloads. They're just doing a much better job of attacking the zone. Coach Neubauer is going to have to decide how much longer he can stay in it.
We just did not see that once from NC State in the opening half. Tie game. Orlando Williams ran past the dribble. Warren dives after it and forces the tie-up. T.J. Warren will earn some standing ovation right here. And again, back to
T.J. Warren showing these first 4 minutes of the half why he has a chance to be an all-ACC player.
Possession arrow, though, stays with the Colonels. The shot clock now to 9. Cozy working hard on the outside. Long 3 over Lee. Oh, that is big time. Big time by Cozy. He can create.
He's not bad, and he's great in the ball screen actions. They're trying to squeeze it. They're going to have to decide whether that's a good decision with his ability to shoot behind the screen.
He's not very bashful, is he?
He doesn't have to be with his percentages.
Here's T.J. Warren. NC State trailing by 3. 4 minutes of elapsed in the second half. Freeman on the block. Finds Warren cutting, and he got nailed. He just could not get that foot down and ran right into the chest. All of a sudden, Jeff Neubauer found himself on the phone with Cozy saying, hey, give our school a look.
Well, I don't know who Tennessee Tech has playing point guard for him, but they're not as good as Cozy.
Here's Freeman locating Cat Barber. Wolfpack ball down by 3. Des Lee will penetrate. Really wild pass to the rim, and Vandenberg he locates.
Great option coming out of the timeout. Sometimes the best thing to do against the zone is just go over the top of it. Great pass to Vandenberg.
Back to a 1-point game. Now Des Lee gets the assignment here on Cozy. They switch out for a moment on Freeman. He hedges. And Cozy with 15 to shoot will size up Lee again. Now Vandenberg hedges. And look at Lee working hard to go over. Kick to Walden. in and out, and Vandenberg with the rebound, his third of the game.
But Eastern Kentucky gets what they want. Double use of the ball screen, wide open shot in the corner.
Desley leaning in, Vandenberg again. Jump off, Freeman got tripped. It is the action, the crispness. It doesn't matter if he's going to be the first or second or third option, but just having him there is a huge boost to NC State on that very young front line.
In the game of basketball, it's always nice to have a 7-footer.
TJ Warren now 9 second-half points, and the lead rotates back to NC State. Walden against Barber. Declines the screen, and an offensive foul on Corey Walden.
I think that's one of the adjustments we're against the offensive player, and that's a good call.
That is number 3 on Walden, meanwhile. 1-point lead for NC State. And the fans galvanize. Warren again. Pull-up jumper. Vandenberg kept it alive. And the Colonels come out of there with it. Pretty good look again by TJ Warren. You can just see he is really feeling like he's a part of this offense for NC State finally. And there's another walk by the Colonels. And that is now.
NC State struggles from the free throw line. Eastern Kentucky is outstanding from the free throw line.
They were 4th nationally last year. TJ Warren out of the corner. He'll skip it to Barber. The reload. Yes. Barber into double figures with 10. Great body control there. 38-35 NC State hosting Eastern Kentucky tonight. Patrick Hainis, Jeff Jackson at the PNC Arena. Quite a game we have here. Eastern Kentucky led NC State by 6 at the break. And the Pack has rallied. TJ Warren rises the rim. And that pass from Cat Barber just grazed the glass. It has been that. 3-point lead. 38-35 NC State. An inspired beginning the second half. Freeman just missed the steal. Room now for Johnson. And a little bit short with the right hand. Barber, the rebound, the outlet pass. TJ Warren took it away from his teammate. Scores anyway! The pass was intended for Lee. And there you see such a quiet first half. It was from TJ Warren. Had 4 points in the first half. Now he's on the verge of another monster game. Rims the free throw in.
Yeah, but this is becoming a little bit of a habit for him. He has been a lion in the second half of games this year. And he's an outstanding player, but I'm sure Coach Godfrey would be a little bit more comfortable if he scored like that in the first half.
6-point lead for NC State, biggest of the game. Pass to the high post. Jeff Johnson. Now to Walden against Tyler Lewis, who's back in the floor for NC State.
Seeing some of the Princeton elements to the Eastern Kentucky offense.
Walden now to Nip for 3. That is a big three-pointer. That's the 7th made by the Colonels tonight. 1-possession game, 12.5 to go. Tyler Lewis was central to the Wolfpack in the first half. He sprints on the baseline, takes the pass in the corner. Sonny Williams slides a bounce inside, and Freeman gets the roll on an intended dunk. Rattled it in, and Leonard Freeman with his first points. And suddenly, Jeff, all the things that were going against NC State in the first half, they're not getting many breaks.
They're just starting to get some rhythm. They're starting to get comfortable with what's going on in the zone defense by Eastern Kentucky, and they're taking advantage of it. That is a bad play by NC State.
And there's a 3. Orlando Williams makes him pay.
3 zone with the defense away from them. They can't help them verbally as much. These guys don't play it. It's not their primary defense, and NC State is finding the holes.
And they're going to stick in this 2-3 as the Pack brings it up with a 2-point lead. Gus Muhlbauer trying to get a little bit more energy out of this defense. TJ Warren, what a big half he's having. Fouled as he knocks down the 3.
Some things to give himself to change tonight. What I'm really curious to see is what Coach Neubauer is going to do defensively. Is he going to stay in the zone? What's he going to do to try and change the tempo of what's going on?
And the 4-point play finds the bottom of the net. It's been that kind of half for TJ Warren. Well, you're talking a lot about what you think, waiting to see if he's going to come out of that 2-3, what's going to tip the scale.
Well, right now the lead is a 2-possession lead. The lead is starting to be stretched. When it was only 1 possession, you feel more comfortable hanging, but he doesn't want to let this game slip away.
And Walden's pass down low, blocked away, but kept alive by the Colonels. Orlando Williams a little long with a 3, and Ralston Turner on the rebound for NC State. The lead is 6. Tyler Lewis will penetrate. Maybe got him with the walk, and then Williams just rips it out of his hands. 2-on-1. Walden past Turner, draws the foul, and connects on the driving lane to finish.
You know, you want to, as a coach, you want to do things to give yourself a chance to win the game, but you're comfortable. You always want to go home, and this is a team that prides itself on its man-to-man defense, so I think we're going to see them more in man, trying to do the things that have led them to 30 wins over the last 2 seasons.
And there's a look at the senior from suburban Chicago, Marcus Lewis, who came in as the second leading scorer. A quiet night so far for Lewis, only 4 points, but he is back on the floor for the Colonels. They trail by 3. Warren stops across the lane. Chalmers Stutz now. Vandenberg can't tip it in with the left hand, but still comes out there with another offensive rebound. And then Stutz blocks it away. Vandenberg got it one more time.
Kid just plays with great effort. He's got a great motor. Always the first guy down the floor. He's much more athletic than people give him credit for.
Well, Vandenberg of last year could never have gone up and down like that 3 times on that play, as Cozy can't counter, and Warren the rebound, and now called for the walk.
Good call. It's a good call. He came down, fell down, but when you're 280, 290, you just can't move like that. You don't move that quick.
Boy, is he making up for all those games he lost at the start of the year. Stutz challenges Vandenberg and scores, and he is fouled. First. And Stutz, like Vandenberg, still rounding into form. He missed a couple of weeks in the preseason and the first few games of the year in a non-starting role with a foot injury, and he's almost back at 100% for the Colonels. 2-point lead for NC State. Barber drives in, dumps it low. TJ Warren blocked by Stutz. Warren again with the left. That time, not so fortunate, but
you're seeing them back cut from the wing, and you're seeing them run what we call the horns action, which is the ball screen action up top where the guard has a chance to go both ways. Eastern Kentucky is extended on the wing because they're trying to deny. So if Barber has a chance to beat one of those guys off the screen, it just creates havoc for the back end of Eastern Kentucky's defense.
And Warren, both free throws, 18 points in the first 10 minutes of this half for TJ Warren. That's 72-point pace over the course of the game.
Not bad. It's not bad.
And NC State crashing the glass again. 10-2 advantage on Eastern Kentucky in this second half. 51-47, Wolfpack by 4. Walden rubs off Lewis, starts again, and gets to the rim.
Great coaching. Great coaching. He takes Tyler Lewis and Vandenberg, puts them both defensively in the ball screen, gets his team a much-needed basket. That's outstanding coaching by Jeff Neubauer.
And you're right, these Colonels are not going anywhere. 2-point game despite all of the heroics that NC State has seen in the second half. Turner on the run, pull up, lead to 4.
That's a big shot for Turner. He's been struggling. Hopefully that can get his confidence up.
So Turner, his first points, he missed his first 5 shots of the night. 53-49. NC State.
2-3 zone. And some of that has to do with Lewis.
Here's Walden again. Rebounded by Turner. Wolfpack up by 4. A touch to the corner. TJ Warren again. Oh. Side of the glass. Lewis shakes. There's a whistle and a foul on NC State.
It wouldn't surprise
in Orlando Williams for the Colonels. 8:56 left in the game. It's a 4-point lead for NC State. Cozy, one of the top scorers in the country. Around the screen, 3 defenders chase him. But Cozy still won't give the ball up. Another screen by Stutz. Cozy jumps it out. Johnson beat his defender. The extra pass deflected out by Ralston Turner.
Nice defensive possession.
Still have not left the floor for a single second.
And they're not going to. He's not taking them out. They're going to go the duration. They're young.
Shot clock at 9. And here is Walden working against Cat Barber. Releasing down the lane. Stutz hit it. Blocked away by Turner.
Good execution. Better defense. Slip action was there, but great rotation by NC State.
Big bucket by Turner and a huge block at the other end. At the high post, Leonard Freeman pivoting around. Nobody picked him up, so he drives in and gets fouled. 8:05 left. 53 free throw situation. Leonard Freeman, 3 out of 13 this year. That's 23% for NC State. This is a 1-and-1. And that was not close.
And you know, that is kind of like a turnover. You know, when you miss those 1-and-1s, when you miss 2 free throws, when you get fouled, that is the same as a turnover, and it can be a little bit.
Meanwhile, Johnson misses a 3. He knew it was short, tried to foul it. Does lead the rebound for NC State. 7:45 left. Now, this is a defense. We haven't seen Eastern Kentucky really spread things out and go hard man on the floor, but that's what we're seeing right now. T.J. Warren moves through the middle. 18 to shoot for Cat Barber. Barber nearly lost his balance. Warren from 17. Freeman rips the rebound away and then was held. Foul on the Colonel. From the foul line, and for the year, he's now updated 2 out of 16. This is the final 1-and-1 NC State will have tonight. And Freeman.
Well, you jinxed him in the positive way. You know, you went the opposite way. You went bad, and so he made the shot.
You believe it. You're a head coach. You believe in these jinxes, Jeff. I know you do. 5-point lead. One more for Freeman. And back to reality. Rebound by Terrace Johnson. 7:15 to go. 5-point lead for NC State. Johnson flashing to Terrace Johnson down low. And he can't finish near the rim. Cat Barber the rebound for NC State.
Great transition defense by Posey in Eastern Kentucky.
But it's so tough to get back quickly when Cat Barber has a full head of steam. Ralston Turner examining. And still the man-to-man now. The Colonels haven't seen a lot of this much of the night. Des Lee off the drill, the pull-up 3. Rebounded by Walden.
You know, Lee has struggled tonight. He's been quiet. I'm not sure that's the shot Coach Godfrey was real excited about. I think he was kind of seeking there.
And Cozy makes a spin move in the baseline. Releases, got his own miss on the weak side, and then got fouled. And Cozy complaining he got hit.
On the help side defense to meet that guy out the lane, and they do a great job of emptying out the weak side.
And they decided it was not a shooting foul, so just a brand new 35 for the Colonels. Walden backs it out with 6:20 to go, down by 5. Enters in deep. Stutz blocked out of bounds by Turner. Second huge block by Turner. The last name a whole lot in that first half, but he has been demonstrative in these last 3 minutes. Colonels get it in. Cozy deep out of the corner. 54-49. NC State leading. Cozy shut off on the wing. This is Lewis. Great spin past Freeman down the lane. Oh, my goodness.
Lewis is a YouTube sensation, and we saw a little bit of it on that play. Overreach on the edge of the ball screen. Lewis does a great job of splitting the ball screen. Dunk, 2 points.
I am dizzy just watching that. 54-51. And if that doesn't signal it, the Colonels aren't leaving, nothing will. Barber on the pull-up. Cat Barber. He started this comeback for the Pack with the first couple of buckets in the second half. He has 8 of his 12 in the second stanza.
One of the few occasions where Eastern Kentucky really played defense poorly. Cozy was so overplaying his man, he lost vision of the basketball, and he became a screen for Barber.
Well, they were looking for Lewis on that lob out top, and off his hands, out of bounds.
The YouTube sensation takes over.
You've done that a few times in your career, right, Jeff?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Nearing 5 minutes to go. Major contact out front. Stutz just knocked Vandenberg out in midcourt. The fans up in arms wanting to foul, as is Mark Godfrey.
Turbed, and Tim Nestor, the official, didn't make him feel more comfortable.
Under 5 minutes to go. NC State up by 5. Cat Barber again on the take. Finds Vandenberg. Oh, that'll take care of that little no foul call.
Took advantage of Stutz trying to overplay. Vandenberg back cuts. Nice pass by Barber.
And now watch Vandenberg, who's working against Stutz, who comes out to set a screen. Vandenberg now 10 points and 5 rebounds tonight. And here's the matchup. Stutz on Vandenberg. Blocked away by Vandenberg. Spinning away is Lee. 3-on-1. Behind the back. Turner with an enormous, thunderous finish. The lead is now 9 for NC State. Walden can't silence. Here's Lee again. He has Cat Barber ahead of him. Leaves it for TJ. To the rim. Reverse layup. Wave it off. It will not count. It will not count.
Up above.
And it's fun to watch. Foul on Marcus Lewis. T.J. Warren shooting 2. Feels like forever since T.J. Warren scored a point. He's had a tightened second half for NC State. And Jeff, you can almost feel this game slipping away from the Colonels. 4:05 to go. They're down 10.
The physicality's taking over. The size, the athleticism. And again, it's not over. But this has been a great experience for NC State because they battled back and they've got things going, and I think they're feeling very good about where they are, but there's still 4 minutes to go.
T.J. Warren, 20 points in the second half. This is Williams, angles in, and the pass deflected, still maintained by Cozy, off-balance jumper, and Vandenberg, a high rebound for the Pack. And NC State going for the jugular, Des Lee. The lead is 14 for NC State.
Jeff Neubauer in a little bit of a quandary, trying to wait for the television timeout. You don't want it to be too late, but he's got it now, but unfortunately because of an offensive foul.
And they finally made yet. Jordan Vandenberg has been a huge thrust for the Pack. 10 points, 6 rebounds. He took some punishment out near midcourt. He's doled out a couple of dunks. He wants it again.
Eastern Kentucky coming out of the timeout in the 1-3-1.
Haven't seen that all night. It's their last option.
Last time they did this, NC State was fabulous in their execution. They're looking above.
Lobs it out. Vandenberg went for the left-handed dunk. Deflected it to T.J. Warren, who scores again. 22.5 for Warren. 26 for the game. And a foul taken by the Pack. Stops the clock with 2:54.
How well Vandenberg has played the ball screen actions. I think that's the second foul he's picked up in that type of situation, and it's allowed NC State to play more man in the second half.
And here's he again, Vandenberg, very active out front. Stutz locates Williams out of the corner, and he'll fire a 3. And there's Vandenberg tipping the rebound out, and it is last touched by NC State.
I think one of the things when Mark Godfrey's watching the film of this game, he's going to be excited about is NC State's turned this game around defensively. They have had a great half defensively the last, obviously, 20 minutes, and that's something you can really build on.
Vandenberg, it's ironic that's what's kind of flipped the scale in the second half in favor of NC State. Stutz misses the free throw. You can't rally from 16 down with 2.5 to go on the road with some missed free throws. T.J. Warren tries to split through a double team. He's fouled. That'll be a 2-shot foul for T.J. Warren and NC State the rest of the way.
You know, one of the things that talking with Mark prior to the game, what he really likes, I think, most about having Vandenberg in the lineup is that it pushes T.J. Warren to the free. It allows him to play more conventionally. He's got a nice rotation in the post with Vandenberg, Freeman, and Washington. He then has his rotation on the wing with Warren, Turner, and Lee, and then he has his 2 point guards with Barber and Lewis, and now he has a team. He's comfortable. You know, coaches are looking to be comfortable in what they can run. Sometimes they're looking to be comfortable in how they can orchestrate their personnel.
TJ, 7 field goals in this half, and he's 9 for 9 from the free throw line in the second half as well. NC State blowing this one apart, up by 18. Walden backs up on Barber, shoots a 3 over him. And that won't go, and there's another rebound for T.J. Warren. That is his 10th. So a double-double, 28 points, 10 boards, and the 4th of Warren's career. And NC State weaving, working some clock, but not before Warren throws down 2 more.
Really like the unselfishness that Des Lee is playing with down the stretch here.
He is 1 short of a career high. 20-point lead for NC State. Minute 44 to go. And a foul on the perimeter on NC State. Road for NC State. This is now the 3rd time in his very young career that he's been 30 points plus. I think that's what you forget about T.J. Warren. You feel like he's been milling around campus for several years. He's barely into his sophomore campaign.
Well, that's the unique thing about Mark's team. We talk about 7 of the 9 guys being somewhat inexperienced and new. The 2 guys we're talking about who supposedly have all the experience, they're only sophomores. You know, so it's a new program. It's a new team. Again, they've had another outstanding recruiting class, and it's only going to get better. I really like the future of NC State basketball.
Certainly had a lot to overcome. One more allowed to the rim, and Vandenberg can't punish that one down. Minute 11 to go. That layup with some spin does not fall. And it goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Colonels, who are simply trying to make this respectable here. And you're right, this, we reached halftime. Eastern Kentucky was up 27-21. Low scoring affair. And then this guy showed up.
Well, it's back-to-back 30-point nights. And again, that has a lot to do with the insertion of Vandenberg and allowing T.J. Warren to kind of go home and become more comfortable.
And with nights like these from Warren and all the supporting cast, it's a lot easier to forget as Lewis can't finish. It's been that kind of half for the Colonels. Easier for the Wolfpack fans to forget about all the talent that left this program last year.
Well, and they're not going to forget Eastern Kentucky because this is an outstanding mid-major basketball team. It's the type of game that you wonder where it would be like if it was on a neutral floor or even at Eastern Kentucky, obviously, which would never happen.
Are here on Wednesday. Northwestern beaten by Steve Alford's UCLA Bruins last night. It doesn't get any easier for Eastern Kentucky as Lee takes the pass, lobs it one more time. Vandenberg, a hard two-handed flush. Because the Colonels will take on VCU on Thursday. They get Wisconsin in a couple of weeks. But a learning experience for a team that very well could be in the big dance. Vandenberg one last time.
I really do believe this is a team that you're going to see on the stage in March. It's going to come down to them in Belmont. Jeff Neubauer has a great program. He's been a great steward of the program. They bring in a lot of junior college transfers. They bring in a lot of transfers from other universities. They've got a 990 APR. He's doing all the right things to lead them into a situation where they're going to be, if not one of the better mid-major programs, one of the best mid-major programs.
How about Vandenberg and his night? 7 of 9 shooting, 7 rebounds, and his 14 points annihilating his previous career high. Free throw missed, and that rebound knocked out of Vandenberg's hands. It belongs to NC State with the shot clock off, and a proud head coach of the Wolfpack, Mark Godfrey, right there. 20 stellar minutes in the second half.
And it wouldn't surprise me if the one he's happiest for is Vandenberg. Yeah, you talk all the time about guys hanging in there, paying their dues, figuring out what they need to do to be successful, and having that, happen in a positive way. And that's what's happening to this young man. And so you're just excited to see the success he's having.
And the final shot, and there it is. It was a 6-point deficit at halftime for NC State, and they win by 19. Mark Godfrey's pack gets to 4.